Good afternoon, my friends. Welcome back, and today I want to share with you a deck for the Master Mirror expansion. So it's work in progress, as all decks are, I think, at the minute. But this is a wild fruit deck. So fruits of Ysgith and Wild Hunt mixed together. Okay, so let me show the deck to you and then talk through it, and then we'll have a look at a game. And hopefully, if you've got any questions, feel free to ask me. If you've got any decks to share, feel free to show me. If you've got any feelings to share, feel free to let me know. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Okay, so this is called Wild Fruits. It's a mid-range deck using some of the new cards, the Oberon King and some Wild Hunt Frosty units, and a lot of other ones that you've seen before. Yukern, Ozrel, the Beast, Pugo Boombreaker. The basic premise of the deck is that we're using the fruits of Ysgith, and then in round one, well, basically we use it to our advantage. So you use a fruit, use Pugo Boombreaker on it, use a fruit, we'll use the Griffins on it, we'll use a fruit, and then we'll thrive it or something. So multiple uses of that. We've got the Winter Queen in the deck. She's pretty good. I like her a lot. We've got a Red Rider and Ardgaeth to pull her. Now the idea is that we want a short round 3 in this deck. So we'll push as far as we can in round 1. If we win it, we potentially push round 2. And obviously you can try and keep Ozrel, try and keep Oberon for round 3. But you basically take it by ear. If it feels like that you can try and push 2-0, then do that. And you might have to back out quickly if you think like you're going to get overtaken, as it always does. Right, here we go. Mid-range Wild Hunt Fruits of Ysgith deck against Squirtle. Boost all units in hand by 1. So, right, that's fine. So, we want a few ways to deal with and exploit the Ysgith fruit. We've got Pugo, which is brilliant. Haven't got any other way. We definitely don't want her. We play that early as well. We've got 2 movements. I think we'll get rid of one of these and try and go for maybe a Griffin or something. Okay. Right, it's my turn first. We haven't got any larvae. Now you wouldn't immediately always put larvae down. If you have Pugo, you'll use this first. But otherwise, you put the larvae down first. Bomb. Okay. Slow down. Is he going to use his leader? Most of the time they do. Unless he plans, unless he's got a really bad hand and he wants to, he commits to leaving already. Okay. I guess that doesn't really matter because it was a special card. So, Harmonies A. We will do a Frost. Frost will only do 2 damage. It'll hit one of them. We can move the other one and then do it. So I think it might be good to get her on the board. We're not going to play the fruit because it leaves a death blow unit on the board. And I think they do have some sort of death blow things. So what we're going to do, and she wouldn't trigger it anyway. So depending on what he does next, we will move that one to this row, doing 2 damage, either that or that. And then the Frost will kill it. And if he does like a spell or something and doesn't put another unit on the board, that one will die too. Yeah, so we didn't play that because she wouldn't have triggered it anyway. And I don't want to just leave it on the board at 1. Okay. Okay, so we've got a boss. So he's going to put it on the back row and defend some peeps, I would imagine. Okay. Now we're in a bit of a complicated situation here. I can lose 1 value on that one or not kill that one by 1. We've got 2 turns left, but I imagine he'll try and protect it because they're quite valuable. So Let's do a fruit. I'm going to take the guaranteed kill. Right. I think a lot of Scoia'tael have 5 strength removal, so I think putting him down would be very good. I guess we'll definitely move this. We'll also get some boost.
Go on. Show me what this toy you wield can do.
If I move that out the way, then it gets another... No, it doesn't, does it? I could kill the symbiosis. I'll stop the symbiosis, I'll trigger that. So symbiosis obviously, whenever they play a nature card, it will spawn a wandering trait equal to the amount of symbiosis he has, and the fact that he actually had that card would indicate that he does have nature cards, most of which do 5 damage like I mentioned. So we'll have to, we may not keep him on the board. We may choose to use the order straight away. Okay, great, Ardgaeth. So we'll push this round. We'll definitely push this round. Has he used his leader yet? I don't think he has. And this one might make him use it or not. I don't know. But we've got that as well. What else we got in the deck? Only a couple of things actually. Pretty cool. So I think everything here is okay. Would have liked to get Caranthea for that, but I guess we can roll. Great. So for me first, let's start with, I guess, with that to get the armor. So far so good. So far so good, everybody. No major misplays. Oh my god, what was that? Yogurt? I meant yogurt. So yeah, he's got 10 cards. He's thinking whether to use his boost, I suppose. So for a short round 3, which is what we're aiming for, Oswald is one choice, especially if we've got card advantage. Oberon is another choice, like hopefully those two. But I mean, I sometimes like to use Oberon if I really think it's gonna make it a really nice push. And that will also come into our hand, which isn't too bad. It's hard to get full value in a long round, a short round, of course. Right, 3 value. I might just kill that straight away with this, because like I mentioned, we've got those... we've got those 5 strength rebukes and stuff, I reckon. So we're losing the value of the order, but we've got 2 beasts to do that, I think. So one of the main aspects of this is a lot of engines in this deck. So like beast, the Caranthea beast, weather. So you have to make sure that you try and play them in the correct order. That has to be so the opponent's got 3 turns left. It's not that you've got 3 turns, because if you play that, so you've got 3 cards like these 3, you play that, then you'll play that. It'll tick once. Well, it'll tick once after you play that. It'll tick second after you play that. If that's your final card and he hasn't got any, it won't tick because he doesn't get another turn.
Got business for me?
Okay, so I guess now might be a good time to do the frost. And regarding the beasts, you kind of have to judge how high they can go. So Yukern is 13, so that'll probably take them about, what's that, 6, 8, 10, 12, about 5 turns to get up that high. Bear in mind that if you've got both the beasts out, they kind of boost each other slowly as well, so I can play them down early. Why'd you call the beast they? Because I've got one beast there, and I've got one beast from Caranthir. So I've got 2 beasts. They. I'm not, you know, I'm not saying like they got a gender identity thing. It's just like, you know, it's just they. Right, we could kill that. How important is it? It's gonna waste my frost value. Sure. You're not wasting my frost value, mates. Alright, what we got? Frexinet. Boost a Dryad in hand by 2, spawn a young Dryad on the row, so... I mean, you'll be able to tell if it's devotion a lot of the time, but it obviously is. Okay, let's get these down, because they need to get working. So that'll boost to 3, so I think I'll be able to kill it. But it's worth a try, you know. But if I get both down, then they will sort of boost each other. Because one will be 10, and then the other 11, then that will be 12, and that'll be 13. What you do want to try and consider is which order you put it. So that'll kill it. Okay. And that's the death blow thing I was talking about earlier. So you played a nature card. So Symbiosis spawns a wandering treant of 1 value. Let us place that down. Because that needs a few turns to get high. It needs a few puffs to get high. To be honest, I think it's not particularly well timed. Because by the time I leave, providing I save these, it's only going to be like 10. It morphs without changing value. But you're right, actually. Yeah, that's true. Without changing power, so you're right. There wouldn't have been any waste. Well done. No waste on the little girl. We'll place that down. So I guess at this point, we start to consider whether we can just push all in. 15 to 42. Depends if he does anything with that. So I might be convinced to do that because I might get the movement and move that off the melee. It'll give that longer time. I mean, what other cards do I have left next turn? Not really any wild hunts that I need that for, so I think I can consider doing that. I'm gonna go all in. He hasn't even used his leader ability yet. Does he? Or did he? I think he must have. He must have used it, yeah. Okay, that was pretty good. I'd say that was pretty... I'd say that's probably a win. Really. The nature deck definitely seems hard to navigate. Okay. I mean, I guess that's a good example, you know. We didn't get to see the final round, but I would have just played Osrel and whatever I drew. Hopefully drawing some decent cards. Had some decent ones in there. I could abuse the Yugg-Sith with the Griffins if I pulled them. So yeah, not too bad. 2-0.